Hello friends, in this video we will discuss meristematic tissue. Discuss about meristematic tissue. What is meristematic tissue and what are the characteristic feature of meristematic tissue? So what is meristematic tissue? This meristematic term is derived from Greek word meristos, which means divisible, means a group of cells which have capability to divide. Group of cells which have capability to divide continuously. This tissue is called meristematic tissue. We know that when zygote is formed, this cell have capability to divide, and after zygote there is a embryo formation. It divides, and this embryo, all the cell of this embryo also have capability to divide. Then after formation of embryo, differentiation starts and plant forms. There is a formation of root, shoot and leaves. Like this. So after differentiation or formation of root, shoot and leaves, there are only a certain areas are left where there is a group of cell which have capability to divide. After differentiation, this capability to division is only left in certain areas like this. So in this diagram you can see that after differentiation it is root, it is shoot and it is leaf. So after differentiation these are the areas, this where there is a group of cells which can divide. So these areas or group of these cells is called meristematic tissue. So after differentiation only certain areas are left where there is a group of cells which can divide, and these areas are called meristematic tissue. What are the characteristic feature of meristematic tissue? First, the cell may be oval, rounded, polygonal or rectangular, and cells are compactly arranged like this. So cells of meristematic tissue are compactly arranged without any intracellular spaces. They have large nuclei, large prominent nuclei. Second is large prominent nuclei, and only primary cell wall is there. So thickening is only a basic thickening is there. Only primary cell wall is formed. No secondary or tertiary cell wall is formed. So only primary cell wall is present. These cells have dense cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is dense because its genetic material is very active. It is producing numerous proteins and RNAs, so its protoplasm or cytoplasm become dense. And the third one is no reserve food material is present, because they are actively dividing, so they don't reserve any food, because all the food that is reserved is used in division. Fourth one is they are metabolically very active. Metabolically active cells, all the reactions that is catabolic and anabolic is going at the faster rate. Number of mitochondria is very high. So there are numerous mitochondria because it is actively, because there is a need of more ATP. So more the mitochondria are there and more is the production of ATP. And the sixth one is chloroplast is present in form of proplastid. Immature chloroplast is called proplastid. So chloroplast is present in form of proplastid. And the next one is ER is poorly developed. And next is they divide in certain plane, specific plane, certain, or you can say particular. They will divide in particular plane. Suppose this is a cell, it will divide in particular plane. Either it will divide in this plane or it will divide in this plane. So they will divide, direction of division is particular. So these are the characteristics of meristematic tissue. So what is meristematic tissue? The tissue that have capability to divide. We know that after differentiation, formation of root, shoot and leaves, this capability to divide is restricted to certain areas. In this diagram we can see that these are the areas where group of cells are present which can divide. So these groups are called meristematic tissue. So what are the characteristics of meristematic tissue? They may be oval, rounded, polygonal or rectangular. Second is their protoplasm is protoplasm is dense, prominent nuclei is there, because the nuclei is very active, it is producing a different type of RNA that are needed for protein synthesis. Cell wall is primary because thickening is only basic thickening is there, and reserve food material is absent because they are actively dividing, so there is no reserve food material. Metabolically very active, all the catabolic and anabolic reactions are going at faster rate in these cells. Number of mitochondria are very high because there is much more demand of ATP. ER is poorly developed and they will divide in a certain plane. So they will divide in a particular plane. Either they will divide in this plane or this plane. So their plane of division must be particular. So these are meristematic tissue and characteristics of meristematic tissue.